What's up, faith family? Thank you guys so much for joining me in another video. If you're new here, welcome to my little corner of YouTube. My name is Tatiana and this is where I create faith-based content. And as always, if you like today's video, please let it show by hitting that like button, and do feel free to subscribe and join the faith family. We're growing over here and I'm so excited. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get straight into today's content. So whether you want to call it a side hustle or a side job, this is something that is universally practiced. And this is basically work that you perform for income that supplements your primary job. So obviously you do it for extra money, but a lot of persons also get a side job to develop a new skill or to help transition themselves into owning their own business, resulting in them oftentimes quitting their regular job. So the first question we want to answer is a side hustle for everybody? And the answer is yes. A lot of persons tend to believe that if you work a certain type of job or if you're making a certain amount of money, you don't necessarily need a side hustle, or if you left feed other people out there. But the truth is, anybody can have a side hustle. Whether you're a doctor or you're a single parent trying to make ends meet, regardless of your salary scale or your profession, you can have a side hustle if you want to. And the truth is, regardless of how much somebody is making in their day job, we have our futures to take care of. So if you choose to have a side hustle to make sure that you are putting things in place, not just for your future, but maybe the future of your family, then why not? So yeah, anybody can have a side hustle. All right, let's get into the good stuff. What does the Bible have to say about having multiple streams of income? We're going to be looking at two scripture references today that can help to give us a better understanding of why it is important to have multiple streams of income. In Matthew chapter 25, Jesus gives us a parable of a man who, before traveling to a far-off country, gives 3 of his servants talents, basically one whole heap of money. To give you guys a better idea, 1 talent would be equivalent to at least 20 years worth of a laborer's wage. So imagine a man working on a construction site making about 20,000 US dollars. Multiply that 20,000 US dollars by 20 years and you have 1 talent equaling $400,000. So with that calculation in mind, 1 servant gets 5 talents, another servant gets 2 talents, and the third servant gets 1 talent. The first 2 servants spin for them money and double it like Movado, while the third servant buries his talent in the ground. When the master returns, he praises the first 2 servants and refers to them as faithful, and even gives them more on what they already had. The third servant, however, offering an excuse that he was afraid and even called the master a hard man, resulted in him being called lazy and wicked, and the master even gave him a suggestion to say that if you really felt that way about me, you could have at least put the money in the bank and make it grow some interest. At face value, this scripture offers us wisdom about investing and the importance of using our knowledge to take initiative. The third servant perhaps thought that he was doing the right thing, but he wasn't considering the fact that the master gave them every single thing that they needed to succeed. Do not stifle what God has given you. Not because you might not see it in the same way that somebody else might see it, or you don't see it as equally important as somebody else's talent or gift, right? Doesn't mean that you shouldn't make the best of it. Now we're going to go to the book of Ecclesiastes, which means we're going back to the Old Testament, which basically chronicles events before Jesus' time. The book of Ecclesiastes and chapter 11 in particular gives us a list of actions that a wise person should take. And the suggestion given in verse 2 is relatively simple, or the instruction in verse 2 is relatively simple. It says, invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster might come upon the land. In other words, avoid risk, avoid disaster, and diversify your income. Consider the risk of putting all your eggs in one basket and only investing 100% in one venture. The economy busts and your client suddenly don't have enough money to invest in your business. Maybe you're a farmer and you only have some goat, and all the goat them dead off by mad goat disease. Or simply put, you lose your 9 to 5 and you don't have anything to fall back on. These are important things that you have to consider, especially if you don't have a second stream of income or multiple streams of income. The Bible is literally overflowing, guys, with wisdom, not only to deal with spiritual matters, but also how, as we put our trust and our faith in God and walk in alignment with God, we can actually build ourselves financially and build our businesses and take care of our future. So yeah, in short, read the Bible. Bible are the key. Alright, so this leads us now to the next question that I want to help you guys answer, which is, how do I know what side hustle is for me? The truth is, God has given all of us special skills and talents. Something that we do a little bit better than the average things that we do or that someone else does. And the best way to identify what type of side job is right for you is to take a closer look at those things. Take a closer look at the things that you do well, your skills, your talents. Or maybe you don't necessarily have a skill in the area that you want to monetize, but you want to develop a skill. Like you want to know how to do something that you've never thought of before. You can consider that. Here's a creative way that entrepreneurs normally set up safety nets for building their businesses. So, for example, if you sell knowledge-based services like editing or accounting, you can channel that information into passive streams of income, like writing a book or setting up courses and stuff like that. And then you can start making more investments like in real estate or the stock market, anything that can continue to build on what you already have. And then once those streams of income are in place or set up, you can actually start to slowly and wisely find different things that you want to do or different streams of income. We see it all over the place right here on YouTube. You have really great YouTubers who have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge on different topics. And apart from doing YouTube or filming themselves on YouTube, they also have courses, webinars, things that continues to generate money while they do their regular thing. Alright, so I'm going to be sharing with you guys now my 5 streams of income. And just a quick disclaimer, not all of these things are equally active, and also these are all things that I would have been doing while teaching or before teaching. And also consider the fact that even though I'm not necessarily teaching right now, I would still consider them to be extra streams of income, just because I can start teaching at any time. And by the way, if you guys want to know more about that experience, you can definitely check out the video somewhere up here. Yeah, so the first thing that I have been able to monetize and probably one of the most active ones is dressmaking. So I have a business currently on Instagram where I sell handmade clothing items. Yeah, basically a mixture of different designs. It's not very active right now, but I have been getting orders from persons in close proximity and all of that. And I'm so grateful to be able to monetize that skill, because yeah, even though I'm not 100% confident about it, it still feels really good to know that if I really want to get into it, yeah, that can really generate a lot of extra income for me. The second stream of income is actually my art. So in university, I started a art business where I painted, and that was specifically to raise funds for an event that was coming up. It got so much attention, so much support from my classmates at the time, and the women on hall. Like, it was a whole experience. I have not painted in a very long time, but I do hope to start painting again. And yeah, I really enjoy painting. And even before I decided to start selling my art, it's something that I just wanted to do, because I just wanted to learn how to paint. Yeah, so that's an example of how you can start an extra stream of income to just develop a skill. Number 3 is not my favorite, but it's definitely something that I have earned extra income from, and that is hairstyling. So braiding, natural hairstyles, like, yeah, doing hair. I say it's not my favorite because it's really, it's physically taxing, you know, and again, I'm not even the best at these things, but yeah, especially in my teenage years, I've really maximized on on the hairstyling thing. Number 4 is tutoring. So I started tutoring while I was teaching, and that was very good. I learned a lot from that experience, and it's actually something that I want to continue to do. I'm not doing it right now, but I do intend to do a lot more tutoring, you know, either independently or working with somebody else or working with a company. And my final stream of income, which is I believe the newest, is actually emceeing events, particularly weddings. So this one is it's still growing on me, but when I tell you that I have learned so much, and I'm so grateful for all the motivation and encouragement that I got from, you know, those around me to continue doing this, it has been so immense, and I'm so grateful. I've emceed about 3 wedding receptions so far. My very first time, I didn't do it alone though. I co-emceed, but it was still great. And yeah, I'm excited, and I'm happy to have that added to the list, because I feel like I know I can do it, and I know I can grow into it, but I'm still just kind of like Anyway guys, that's it for today's video. Leave me a comment, let me know what are your different streams of income, or what sort of side jobs are you looking forward to taking up. And just remember, like, you have it within you. Whatever it is that you choose to do, legal and lawful means of making extra income, definitely pursue it. Don't bury your talent like that man from Matthew. Please, you probably regret it. And that's the truth. You probably regret it. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys.